Welcome to My Long Island TV. From Manhasset to Montauk, we have traveled our communities to bring you the following events. I'm your host, Waldo Cabrera. My Long Island TV starts now. I usually say welcome to Long Island, but there's no need, you're a Long Islander.
This is hometown stuff. My hometown is Nesconset. I grew up there. My parents still have a home there. Went to Smithtown High School East and, had a bunch of really amazing English teachers who were the ones that set me on the path to writing. Thanks for coming today. Yeah. This book is a book about what it means to be left behind. I have 3 kids. My youngest is a daughter, and she was getting ready to basically fly the coop and go to college, and I was much more moved by that than I thought I was going to be. And I stumbled across this fact, which is that in the elephant kingdom, a mother and daughter elephant stay together until one of them dies. And I thought, wow, that's really humane. How come we don't do it that way? And it made me do a little more diving into what life in an elephant herd is like. And I realized pretty quickly that I wanted to write a book about what it felt like to be left behind. I wanted to make it a mother-daughter story, and I wanted to wrap up all this elephant research that I was learning around it. The book is the story of Alice Metcalf. She is an elephant researcher who studies grief in elephants and cognition. One night there's a horrible accident, an elephant tramples a caregiver, and that same night Alice disappears off the face of the earth, and the only person who is a witness to it is her 3-year-old daughter Jenna. And Jenna has no recollection of that night. So the book opens 10 years later when Jenna is 13, and all of a sudden she really wants to find her mom because she doesn't believe her mother would have willingly left her behind. So she enlists the help of a failed psychic and an alcoholic detective, and the 3 of them are going to go out together to try to find mom, knowing that the answers she finds may not be answers that she wants to hear.
My favorite book of hers, I'd say My Sister's Keeper. Oh, I do believe it can happen. Yeah, the whole book, I do believe it can happen. Most of her books are always based on a premise that she's gotten from the news, and she does really good research on it. So they are actually all based on real situations.
How do you manage to make these people so believable?
That's actually a really hard question to answer because I don't feel like I create these characters. I feel like they just are there, and I listen very carefully to them. They do talk to me, and I hear the way I hear the patterns of their speech. I hear what worries them. I hear what they think about when their mind's running. And I feel when I write as if I'm watching a movie that none of you can hear or see, and it's my job to tell you what you're missing. So it's going on inside my head. I usually say that writing is like successful schizophrenia. I get paid to hear voices.
When you're doing your books, are you working on multiple concepts at one time, developing different ideas?
I will start a new book the day that I finish an old one. And I've usually put out research feelers before that because I do extensive research for all of my books, and I like to learn about all these new topics. This book, for example, was being edited when I was working on the next novel of mine that will be published, which is coming out in May. It is a sequel to Between the Lines, and it was co-written with my daughter, Samantha. And I am right in the middle of writing the next adult novel that you'll all get to see, which is about race in America.
All of her books have some sort of controversial issue. For example, when they were speaking about 19 Minutes, it was school shooting. The Storyteller is, of course, about the Holocaust, and The Pact is about a suicide pact. And I love how all of her books have a twist at the end.
I'm a middle school librarian, but I've read all of Jodi's books, and I loved 19 Minutes, and my husband teaches history, criminal justice, so I told him you have to read this book, and it became an assignment in his class.
The theme really of this book is that the people that we love never really leave us behind. And that is sort of what I was hoping to discover when my daughter was leaving me, and hopefully what you'll be left with after you finish reading the book.